Welcome back to the channel, guys. Tonight I'm going to do a Gauntlet video. I haven't done one in a long time. People have been asking me, could I showcase the triple Uriel, and I figured since I've made complete I wouldn't say upgrades, but I've made complete changes to how I've been doing the Gauntlet here recently. I have been using the new PvP monster, which I have gotten all the way to rank 134 from cells from the PvP event, and just staying on top of doing the eggs. So hopefully I'm hoping to be able to get him to 140, but there's no guarantee on that. I might end up having to use Stardust to finish that mission. So hopefully the closer I can get, the better. He's also crossed my mind to use in the Aeroduels since he's immune to bleed, but I'm not sure yet. At rank 3, he gets Status Caster True Vision, which is what makes him why I'm using him in the Gauntlet. His Deny won't miss on Harden, which allows me on nodes where like Lindworm, well, let me take back what I just said. His freeze moves won't miss on Harden. These 50% stun chance moves, they can still miss on Harden even though you have True Vision, because True Vision makes you 100%, but the Harden still makes you 80. So there is a small chance that you could miss. But you can do things like turn transfer with Lindworm to him, so you can run 3 team speed on him, 3 team speed on Tabora, and then turn transfer to this guy and freeze everybody when you can't outspeed the node. And then you have triple Uriel backup in case you get ulted. So basically that's the game plan, is that I'm using him to do what I wanted to use Vpaparu to do, which is hard deny the monsters so that they can't ult me. So that's what I'll be using this guy for. And then in the later nodes, I pretty much use whatever I can figure out to beat the level easiest. So let me do a few of these little chores before I move on. I did get a 3 open slot Calamedic. I call him Call the Medic. That's what I'm gonna name him. But I did make room for these monsters, so I need to first let's see. I get this magic monster moved to his magic area where I made room, and then we can move the water guy. Alright, so and then I have room for the next monster too, which is Axel the tank, that we're going to be working on. As far as I know, this guy is my candidate for the Aeroduels. He has Abomination trait, which is just going to be so useful against a lot of the monsters. I'm not really sure what my win condition is going to be. I am done with the maze. I don't need the maze coins for anything. So let's see what. I'm just going to keep him, I'd say level 35, but since Gold Fever is going on, I might as well get him 50. So he's making his maximum amount of gold. Yeah, so I'm really thankful that he came with 3 open slots so that we're going to use him, and that's not going to cost me any gems. Alright, so without wasting any more time, I need to set my runes. Alright, so this is the rune setup that I use. Basically the third monster does not have to be the PvP monster for Triple Uriel Essence team, but the 2 main monsters for Triple Uriel Essence team are Lindworm and Tabora. I would say Lindworm is even more important than Tabora in a Triple Uriel Essence team, but I don't have my Pump Seed Staff maxed. If you do get it maxed, you don't have to worry about monsters having enough stamina to do a move, but you do have to worry about them still ulting you. And then the mask on Tabora really is a nothing slot, the same as the trap slot is on Miletus, is nothing. If I had the gold orc mask or ore mask, I would definitely use it. But yeah, this is what we're going to do. We're going to try to outspeed as many nodes as possible. I will turn the speed up. We're trait disabling into baby. I need to put Amber Dust back on. I don't need the nerve for my Tabora. Here I will just revert myself. It's only this guy going, so I'll freeze him. I believe he is dead now. We got them all going, so we will freeze them all. Or actually, since we still have True Vision, I like to use the stun move when we still have True Vision. That way I still have the freeze move in my back pocket, basically. Moochie is now dead. And the principle of this team, the whole point is when they're stunned or they're frozen, they cannot ult you. Since this guy is stunned and this guy is dead, I just charge. Now that guy is dead too. So there's absolutely no risk that I can get ulted when doing the nodes this way. Now the one thing that I do not do is I do not use triple Uriel Essence versus any day nodes. Alright, so versus the day nodes, I usually switch out from triple Uriel to either something to bait it and then a team to finish it, or in this case, I'm just going to outspeed it. So I went ahead and I switched runes and the moves on my monsters to save time. My Vampira, I do use a nabs trap, but it doesn't matter. It's all about the beast banner. The runes don't really matter at all. Like, mutant runes are more for just in case things go wrong in this dungeon than they are for actually helping me. Now, the stamina mutant runes, they come in pretty handy, especially since Mr. Beast doubles your stamina. But yeah, I have my Vampira set to be faster than the first guy. We will be purring away, extra turning and dropping dots, and then Tabora will go and nur everyone, and Kodama will go. So the only thing to really notice is that my Kodama and my Tabora are both slower than the Denier, but faster than Day and faster than Krusty, which means what I need to do with my Vampira after I do my turn cycles is I need to total blind the Tremor so that he can't kill me. So here we go. We will cycle through our extra turns, dropping dots on all the people that we can drop dots, and then we will total blind the Denier. Whatever he casts doesn't really matter because we're going for trait disable. Because we're going for trait disable into deny, we will be probably risking alts on this node, so it's not exactly alt free versus the day nodes yet, but I'm still working on it. Whereas Vpaparu would have been still alt free because you could use Vpaparu instead of Kodama and basically just switch. Well, you don't have to switch anything. You could just use Vpaparu and Vampira, and you can smash this node because of Niche Sword and Nightmares. But in my case, I will be trying to blind as many of these guys as I can to reduce the chance of them being able to do anything. So I want to put the bleed back on, basically just spreading my damage out. And then, let's see, he had one chance he could have ulted already. I still have forgot to put my Amber Dust back on. And I forgot to put Deadly Tree on my Kodama. So it's a good thing that I switched in and used these guys early. I think we can just extra turn this guy and then charge. So this node, He's immune to freeze, so I can't outspeed it with my PvP monster team without using the Rune Guardian. Okay, so me personally, when I can't outspeed the earlier nodes, I just bring in my Bombetta tank. That was the whole point of why I raised him for the Gauntlet, was to tank the earlier nodes. In cases where you guys don't own Bombetta or you don't own, Kodama for the swap outs, you're basically baiting these earlier nodes. The ones you can't outspeed, you bait. The ones that have Megaton, you gotta decide how you're going to answer the hardens. That's where the PvP monster does come in well, is that you could technically answer those hardens with freeze. I just took the easy way out on the last node instead of putting the trait disable move, the single trait disable on Tabora to be able to trait disable that tremor after on round 2. I just went ahead and swapped in an easier team. So it's probably not the best way to showcase the PvP monster is to avoid using him, but yes, technically you could have used the PvP monster last node if you just switched moves on Tabora. So on this node, I'm expecting to get hit, but I recently leveled up second Morg's armor, so my bomb should be even in better shape than it used to be for taking on these type of situations. He's getting 92,000 armor now, and he's got 630k HP, so he's in pretty good shape. He should be able to do this all the way to node 52 if I have any more node problems like this where I couldn't outspeed and I didn't feel like trying to do fancy stuff. I still forgot to use my other move on Kodama, so we're going to CDA. It shouldn't matter though. I guess we're going to punch the attacker. Well, okay, so we got alted. And I'm not sure if that took me out of rune heal area or not. I don't think it did. 159649. Alright, so since my HP did not go as low as 151k, we are able to rune heal that alt away. Had I not been able to rune heal that alt away, I would have had to, instead of using triple Uriel on this current node, I would have to team speed with 1 life rune my Bombetta, and then just when my Bombetta got his turn, do his heal move, and then he would be back in rune healing range. Alright, so I have the Uriel team back in action. Basically any node that is slower denier than 46 that doesn't have immune to freeze, we can use this team and just rune swap around for it. Let's do it. And then again, the reason why we use this team is to avoid all chance of being alt. There's never a turn where we let them alt us. Here, only the one monster is going to get to go. So I want to single freeze her. And then since we amber dusted all of them but this guy up top, I'm going to go ahead and smack him. And then we can turn transfer and do our AoE stun. And we'll punch him, and we're looking for charges. As far as, yeah, he's still stunned. And he looks like he's basically dead at this point. Quicksands does double damage to him since it's earth, so we use that chance to charge our guys. Alright, so normally on this node I would change to Boris runes to team speed, and I'd be able to turn transfer to lettuce and freeze everybody since nobody's immune to freeze. But this new Mizurus in the Gauntlet, he has anticipation, so that if I try to do that and turn transfer, he will get a turn and be able to purr away my true vision or maybe kill somebody. So this is another job where I use bomb. And I have now changed the move on my Kodama. I'm trying to edit out as much of the rune swapping and stuff as I can, just to make the video not such a long video. And we're just, yeah, we've already set our Bombetta to where none of his moves are really affected by possession. There's nothing he can do to hurt us. So now that I think about it while I'm in here, maybe if I had put speed on the PvP monster instead of trying to speed Lindworm, we could have froze everybody, then trait disabled, and then babied. So technically I'm horrible at showcasing how good the PvP monster is at preventing ults when I'm switching him out to bring in a team that has the potential to be ulted. So yeah. In the coming days, I will get better. I've only used him a couple of times in the Gauntlet, so it's hard to kind of show you guys the whole point of why I plan to use him for node 40 through 50. If I'm not using him for node 40 through 50, I'm swapping him out. But it's been a long time since I've done a Gauntlet video, so we'll just bear with me. Maybe on the next node, if another situation like that presents itself, I can showcase it better. Here we're just still dropping dots. We're on the third turn, somehow CDA. I usually can't stand the CDA. Alright, so theoretically this is probably the first node where I should have not used the triple Uriel team and actually used a different team, whereas the other ones I used different teams when we technically could have manipulated our triple Uriel team to still be able to do the node. This one, both of them are faster than my Uriel team, only because I don't have the Guardian on, but I'm sure it'll be faster than most people's triple Uriel team. So what I usually do is I full team speed my Kodama and then put as much team speed as I need on Tabora to be faster than the two deniers I'm trying to outspeed, and then I turn transfer to Kodama and do the usual drain into trait disable baby. So I have him at 25.864 and then he is 25.823, so we should just barely be faster. Turn transfer. Since the one guy up top is immune to poison and he has SC immune to tortures, I start with the daze move. And then we trait disable and we poison. And then we baby. And then we amber dust the two that are fast. We revert on ourselves. We'll go ahead and charge. And charge. And as far as I know, they're all dead. But just in case, I'll CDA Quack. Yeah. So we have the immune to freeze guy again. So there's nothing. He's immune to freeze and he's immune to stun. So this is like the worst day. And he's immune to stun to try and show off the PvP monster his uses in here. This is going to be another bomb. Alright, so set up this way, I plan to take this guy's hit and then do the usual drain. I really wouldn't have any answers for what I would do with my triple Uriel team here, considering that the denier would need trait disable before he could stun and freeze these guys. So unless you're able to die from, I call him the gay guy, if the gay guy would hit your team and kill your team, then you could easily do it with triple Uriel. But my triple Uriel team definitely won't die from the gay guy, even if he decides to hit him. And the reason why I call him the gay guy, aside from his name being starting with G-A-I, is that you cannot predict what he's going to do with his first move. He can AoE damage everyone, he can do 0 damage to anyone, or he can do damage to one person, and he can CDA. So he's the most unpredictable denier that I know of in the Gauntlet so far. Alright, so I misplayed because I didn't check this guy's speed. So we're going to lose our Bombetta here. It's not the end of the world, but it's not something that I had to do, so it's not smart that we did it. Pretty sure, yeah, even if we Amber Dust this guy, he's going to do more than... He's going to do more damage than that, so we're just coughing up bomb. And then we're going to go like we normally would. And I will slow the clock before that Ilion node. Well, I guess we messed that up too. I always like to bait the Ilion nodes unless we can outspeed them. We can't outspeed them. Alright, so the one positive thing of Bombetta dying is that I only need to use 2 monsters to bait. I decide to split the stamina draining between 2 monsters so that one is draining 180 and the other one is draining 70, which is a combined 250. And all of his moves cost more than 30, so it should work in baiting him. The only problem is I forgot to turn the speed back down, so when I start the fight I have to lower the speed and then hit the exit button. So it's a little bit more, I guess, focus based. And then after he attacks, I read the relic triggers at the bottom of the screen. Looks like he passed turn or something. He went and hit one monster. I don't really know what happened in there. All I know is he didn't take the bait. So I will try again with 2 different bait monsters. Alright, so this time I'm not really even sure. I don't think he does 193k damage with an AoE, but we got to get him to do the AoE first, so let's see if he takes this bait. As long as he does the Did You Miss Me instead of... Let's see, yeah, okay, so hopefully we got an Exhausting Mash trigger, a Revenge Staff. As soon as it disappears, I hit the exit button. As long as the word disappears from the bottom of the screen, the bait has triggered. Now that we've baited the node, we can use our triple Uriel. And it's the same thing every time. You're just trait disabling, babying, and then either AoE denying or your turn transfer. Well, you're amber dusting into either AoE denying, reverting, turn transferring, one or the other. Alright, so since they're all cursed already, I do the Amber Dust to drop more dots. And then since we still have True Vision on him and he's going next, I don't need to turn transfer to him. I can just revert on self and we can do the AoE stun. And it'll always land as long as they don't have any traits. And then the point is that they can't ult you. As you guys can see, they stay stunned, and then I can freeze them until they're dead, basically. And that's why I run the single hit on her, is so that we can speed up the clock on killing them all. Alright, so since his stun immunity is off and his stun is off, they would basically be charging, and if they're charging, that means they could ult you, so I don't want to give them the chance to charge. I don't want to give them the chance to ult, so we turn transfer and we AoE freeze everyone. So now they cannot ult. We can just charge. He will be dead on his turn. The same process would be you just bait and use the triple Uriel here. This is actually a node where I would like to use Bombetta, but Bombetta is now dead, so I'm going to try and see how fast I can get my Lindworm. Alright, so as fast as I can get my Lindworm with the Kodama turn transfer plan is 28 to 3, which is faster, so we will be able to use our turn transfer plan here. And then it's basically the same exact process. Since we're going to go again after the trait disable, I would prefer to save the torture. So we just go with the daze. That way it is less relevant to my killing plan if that missed on any of their hardens. And this guy, the gay guy, has demon, which is pretty much the exact same thing as harden, plus you can't burn or ignite him. But what you can do is forget that he's got harden and miss on him. So trait disable into poison into baby. And it should be tons of dot damage with the nature weakness. And as you can see, even losing a bomb now for someone like myself is not really a problem in the Gauntlet. I have so many more resources than I used to have on beating it. Now, this is a chance for us to get alted here, so hopefully we don't get alted. I'm going to revert. CDAing him doesn't do anything. He's still got the chance to ult, but he could die. Yeah, okay, so he does have a chance to ult here, which is the first time. I could have been really affected. I would have lost Kodama if he ulted. I would have still had my Uriel team. So yeah, like, me personally, that's my goal in the Gauntlet at the moment. It isn't to beat it anymore. I can beat it on any day, every day. It's super easy to beat it. My goal is to get to where there's no chance that I can get alted. I want that chance to be 0 on all 56 nodes. And then the closest thing to that is having Uriel backup if you are going to chance being alted. So that way, even if you get alted, your guys respawn and everything is peachy. Since the only monster I can target is already dead, man walking, I'm not going to mess with it. And yeah, we're just going to charge on this one. I'm not sure, did we amber dust? No, we haven't amber dusted them yet, so to assure that they're going to be dead. And then I will CDA them, I believe. Or actually, we'll just go with the poison since it's less stamina. Okay, so second chance we could be alted on the same node, but now he's in death's range. So I'm playing horrible, but we've only got 6 nodes to go. The day node, we're going to bait and use Vampira again. Alright, so to bait this node, I'm going to use my Thetis armor that I just leveled up the other day to only, like, I think level 20 or so, maybe even 19, I'm not sure. And then the golden mask that I spend a lot of gold moving around that I'm trying to work on stopping that from happening. Once I get a bunch more staffs made, I think we can use more staff monsters without having to move relics, so we'll see what happens. Hopefully she takes the bait. Just need her, yeah, AoE, watch for the relics. We got the Thetis armor, and then we've got the mask, and then we can get out of here and get Vampira. Alright, so I'm just going to use Vampira to purr away the Megaton, and then we will turn transfer to Kodama and do the usual. I will drop the dots on the monsters that I can. It doesn't really matter. I think I should probably dump all of them on the lead, since she's immune to all of them. I can just do some damage to her with it. Alright, so we will turn transfer. We will use pretty much anything besides the CDA. I try to save it for last after all of my relic triggers from the amulet are gone. Currently, there won't be a chance for me to get alted as far as I know, so I just want to keep punching her. Actually, yeah, like there won't be a chance for them to alt us because they're going in a baby, and I think they have enough damage on them. If they don't go into baby, there's a chance like they could alt me, but the only one that had hardened was Day, and he's not next in the turn order. We'll get to punch again before Day would have a chance. And then since she's not faster than that 28, we can just go back to doing the turn transfer Lindworm. Alright, so with the turn transfer Lindworm, again, we are 28.3, which means we do not have to bait anything that we are faster than, and we will just do the turn transfer method. Since they have all those traits, though, we will go with the days first. And since they can only alt you on the second turn, this is a decently safe plan. The only one that'll usually alt you is the denier when they come out of baby. So if you can get them with dots, everything works out perfect. Basically, the way I measure it is anytime a monster charges, that's the time you could have got alted. Like we're facing down right now. I don't think she has enough dots on. CDing or won't do anything. Chance we could get alted. Taken too many chances already this dungeon. Stack an extra dot that they don't already have. And then for our last attack, we'll do CDA since it's AoE. And then we can charge out of here. Again, that's 2 times on one node. So there's been like 6 times this dungeon where I could have been alted. Alright, so 33k, I cannot outspeed that. I will use one of my normal bait. Alright, so my first normal bait attempt, there's no telling what the gay guy is going to do. He might not take the bait, so thankfully I'm glad and fortunate that I've got so far into the development of my account that I have numerous bait monsters and numerous throwaways at this point to deal with whatever obstacle the gay guy wants to throw at us. Alright, so he took the bait. Alright, so we should be completely fine here. We have Uriel backup. Alright. I completely forgot about Odana. Wow. Thankfully Lindworm doesn't have, or he has CDA immunity, but I really think we totally blew it here. I don't know what we can do. There's no way to get my trait disabled. That guy's immune to freeze. Up top there. The only one that has a 20% chance that baby doesn't land is the gay guy, so I think maybe we just go for baby here as our safest bet. Because the one that has a chance to not be baby didn't have any stamina anyway. So this is a completely botched node that we're trying to get out of without losing our life. Alright, so we've got no way to freeze that guy up top. And we have no way to trait disable for 2 more turns. Amber Dust next turn. Josh Dubs still has stamina. We're going to try and spread the dots because 2 of my monsters do still have Uriel Essence trigger. Only the guy up top does not. The guy up top is going to get to go again. So I need to figure out what do we do. If we AoE freeze, Odana is not getting frozen and he still has stamina. If I revert won't matter. If we turn transfer to Tabora, we are still a turn short on the trait disable. If I CDA Josh Dubs, I save my turn transfer. We go for the AoE freeze, and Odana will still get a turn on us. So it's extremely sloppy at the moment. I don't see any other way out of it, though. I think that's what we have to do. Is CDA Dubs, AoE freeze. I wish we could stun, but we don't have the true vision to stun. So we have to go for the freeze. That's the only way to stop the gay guy from killing us, because the first turn will be frozen, the second turn he'll charge, hopefully. We'll see what we're left with. Freeze missed on him, so I'm dead. Zero damage move? Is he serious right now? Okay, the other two are dead. I think we just CDA so that these other two die. Now that they're out of the way, we're punching him again. He's about to take 2 turns on us. We could turn transfer and punch him one more time. Or we could go for this. I think we go for this. Alright, so we lost the PvP monster to my own stupidity. In a node where we had no business losing anything. We didn't bait enough. Alright, so here we're going to bait, and then we're going to use our triple Uriel team with, instead of the lettuce, we're going to use black feather. Alright, so again, thankfully having the one dead guy means we don't have to use as many baits. We are aiming to hopefully get this guy to take the bait. Hopefully he doesn't do 360k damage as well. Pretty close. So we see the exhausting mash trigger, the revenge staff trigger, and then we're out of here. Alright, so the fastest that we have to be is faster than 24.3, and we are faster than 24.3 without a guardian, so I'm fortunate. Had we not been faster, we would have let Vastus kill our Uriel team, so that we basically still bait Ilion, let Vastus kill us, then we come back and beat them. So this is where I'm fortunate to have all of the monsters that I do. I can't believe that it's just been so long that I forgot all about Odana draining stamina, or I mean giving extra stamina. It's been, I don't know, probably a month since I've baited an Odana node. Usually I just use this triple Uriel team versus the Odana nodes, but now I'm having to focus on what's immune to freeze because I'm trying to use the PvP monster. So I guess that's what throws me off. I'm honestly not sure. We turn transfer up to our black feather because he's so slow. AoE possess. Thankfully he did some work for us. Now Ilion is a dead man walking for sure. Blazinger is still possessed. I want to put the blind on Vastus because I'm not exactly sure that he has enough dot damage on him. Now I'm positive he does. And then we can charge our monsters because Blazinger is dead. He just doesn't know it yet. Alright, so for this node, we're just going to bait and then use the same team. Alright, so I still need 40 dust spent on my Teddy before he will get boosted damage reduction, but currently with the shield and the new armor, we have 139 and 133, which is, I guess, 270 something, so we should be fine on draining all of dude's stamina as long as the gay guy takes the bait. That's the only problem. Or the only catch. Since he's Earth, I'm hoping... See, he did not take the bait. That is why I call him the gay guy. So I will try again. So I put the same shield and armor on the Rhino, and I will try one more time to get the gay guy to take the bait. He took it this time, so we get the Wang shield trigger, the Thetis armor trigger, and then we're out. Alright, so I believe he may be fast enough to ult after coming out of baby, but if so, we will have Uriel back up. He was 34k. I think that's fast enough when I don't have the Guardian on, but I'm not exactly sure. Now we can still get in there, so he's not fast enough. We're just going to turn transfer AoE possess. Then on Black Feather's next turn, we can just use Total Blind. Hopefully one of these guys will punch. The last thing we want is him to Mega Taunt. This is a node where I prefer to use the PvP monster instead of Blackfeather because Glubu, while possessed, can cast Mega Taunt because my staff isn't maxed all the way. I can go ahead and punch him. I'm not sure how this guy got so much stamina. That's news to me. I am going to revert on myself, though, since I get an extra turn. He's in death range now. And then we can just turn transfer up here and Total Blind Glubu so that we don't get ulted. We will go ahead and Total Blind him again. Everything missed. Are you serious, game? I think in that case we go for Trait Disable into Baby all over again. He should be dead. 55, I will Vampira. Alright, so the monster that I'm going to try to use to bait is Heist. I need to put his armor back on him that we borrowed to use on all those other bait monsters. As you can see, it costs a lot of gold to move them around, so that's something else I'm trying to eliminate. from my daily gauntlets. Usually Simus is an easy one to bait, so hopefully there's no problems. Mask trigger, relic trigger, gone. Alright, so the game plan will be, as long as we're faster than Josh Jubs, we will come in and just dot them, remove Megaton, dot them up, turn transfer, and CDA them. Had my monsters been too slow, we could have put more team speed on, and we would have only had to outspeed the day, which is 18-7, because you could just total blind the Josh Dubs using Vampira, assuming that you baited the Simus. So hopefully all goes well. I will probably continue to just punch her since she's so fast, but I don't think it really matters. They're going to have their traits no matter what, so the sooner I get dots on them, the better. Now we do risk an ult from Simus, which, I mean, it's Josh's first turn, so he can't ult us, and it's Day's first turn, so he can't ult us, but this Chicky Doodad can definitely ult us because it's her second turn. Thankfully, she did not. So even as bad as we're playing today, we still got some good luck on our side compared to the usual horrible luck. And we will be going for a baby this time, which hopefully the only monster that the baby won't land on is, what's his face up there? Old Day. I still think Nightmares on the Street is better than her ult. A little less straight up damage, but reapplying the blind seems fine here. And hopefully she'll be dead before that second turn. Yeah, if he's dying, she should be close. What? Oh, Curse didn't land. Yeah, Curse is totally bugged, guys. I don't know. I don't know what's been going on with Curse lately, but yeah, like Curse is definitely bugged. It falls off a lot in the Gauntlet. All right, so the last node. All I have to do is bait and use the Uriel. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use Ignis since we made him basically a permanent bait that we plan to use every day. Hopefully we can keep all of his relics on him all the time. So we got a mass trigger. Well, it triggers twice because of the armor, and then the armor trigger, and then we are out of here. You don't want to give her another turn because she will charge, which makes her also a very good monster to throw away Uriel Essence monsters on. I am extremely stamina shy here, so I'm going to risk losing Tobora to an ult to be able to heal her stamina. Hopefully she doesn't get ulted, but as long as she gets to apply the amber dust, I think we should be okay. And then we will turn transfer to risk one less ult. Again, we could get blown out by the Mega Taunt on Glubu. I don't think it'll matter though, since Nightingale basically gets all the dot damage, but Curse is weak on Glubu, so I'm going to go after making sure that Nightingale dies. That way, even if he does his Mega Taunt, we can just cast Total Blinds on him. We will turn transfer so we don't risk him ulting. I'm not even sure what his ult does, but I don't want to see it. And that should wrap it up. Now we can just charge out of here. And that's one sloppy finish with lots of misplays, but as you can tell, the Gauntlet has gotten so much easier for me. I do plan to stream it every day when we do the Gauntlet, but I just felt like we hadn't done a Gauntlet video in a really long time. People have been asking me to showcase the Uriel team. I think maybe one day when I hit my my Rune Guardian, maybe tomorrow, I might do a more strategic Gauntlet video, since I think that one was super sloppy and we made lots of misplays because I waited to do the Gauntlet till it was 4 in the morning. So, you know, back in the day, a couple of months ago, those same misplays would have cost me gems or stardust for sure, whereas now, even had I lost the monsters that I was using, we still have backup monsters. But yeah, hopefully tomorrow maybe. I can't guarantee that I'll do a Gauntlet video. We might stream it. I just don't think that there's anything new going on to really make a video about. I will be doing the Gold Fever, guys. Last time I got top 5k. I'm hoping that I can get top 5k again. I pre-saved 70 mil this time instead of 68. Not much big difference. So yeah, hopefully I can make upgrades, put on more gold runes, and then if we activate the Guardian for tomorrow's Gauntlet, it'll also double down as a gold boost. But I try not to activate the Rune Guardian unless I absolutely need it in the Gauntlet. The reason why I had previously activated it wasn't for the Gauntlet, it was for finishing that PvP challenge, which currently I am not really partaking in, but I do have goals to top 500 and to get me that the golden egg here for the 1300. So hopefully that's enough with the 2 golden eggs that I have sitting. Hopefully that's enough to be able to rank for the monster. If it's not, I probably will pay whatever the difference in Stardust is to rank for the monster. Currently we're sitting with, you know, a handful of Stardust. I know I'd mentioned to you guys in the last video that I needed ideas on what we were going to rank. Well, the only ideas that I actually got was rank up a backup Uriel team. I'm not really interested in that at all. When it comes to the Mythic Amber, I'm kind of only interested in like Deodana, maybe Erder or Armor Claw, some sort of taunt monster. When it comes to the Stardust or Lanrad or Day. When it comes to the Stardust, though, I'm definitely leaning more towards Chuckle, more towards Lord Pulautopus, or more towards Roskilla, the Water Pierce monster. I think that the Water Pierce monster with Chuckle could be pretty cool. So yeah, that's where I'm at with them. I'm not sure about this Calumetic guy. I don't know if he's going to be good or bad or what, but I think we're going to get to play with him in the air duels, so he might turn out to be alright. He applies trait protection. to all allies, but that can easily be purred away, especially like by a monster like Tabora, who's purring and trait disabling in the same move. I mean, having trait protection is only protecting you from Tabora, really, when you think about it. Like, there's like, who else is removing traits, legends, like slow monsters? So yeah, like I feel like trait protection is kind of irrelevant until they make some more trait disablers, which hopefully come in the near future. But this monster does have some cool, neat stuff about it, like being able to cast the shields. There's not a whole lot of thunder monsters that I know of, so having thunder shields I think is pretty good. But anyway, guys, that's what's going on my channel. I don't have a constructed Gauntlet team anymore. I've been trying to work on that PvP monster, and as you can see, I am not figured it out yet. Like, it's only been 4 days though since I've been using it in the Gauntlet. So maybe this time in a week I redo a Gauntlet video and we'll have it down like a master, and I'll be able to show you guys how not to misplay on Odana nodes and how not to misplay with your Bombetta, like things of that such, how to maybe not even need Bombetta because we've gotten better at using the PvP monster. So anyway, thanks to everyone who's been watching the channel, and I will see you tomorrow. Peace.